What if I told you that you can save money without giving up the things you love? That's exactly what the 50-30-20 budget does. In the last video, we broke down the entire formula. Today, we're zooming in on the biggest piece of the pie, the 50% that goes to your needs. And here's the thing, most people don't know what a need actually is, so they end up spending way too much on this category and have nothing left to save. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much money you should be spending on your needs. Let's go. First, let's define what a need actually is. A need is something you cannot live without. It's essential for survival and basic functioning. Think about it this way. If you didn't spend money on this category, would your life be in danger? Would you be homeless? Would you starve? Would you get sick? If the answer is yes, then it's a need. Needs include housing, your rent or mortgage. This is usually the biggest expense in this category. For most people, housing alone takes up 20 to 30% of their entire income. Utilities, electricity, water, gas, internet. These are things that keep your home running and keep you connected to the world. Food, groceries for cooking at home. Not eating out, not fancy restaurants. Basic groceries to feed yourself and your family. Transportation. This could be your car payment, gas, maintenance, or public transportation to get to work. Insurance, health insurance, car insurance, home insurance. These protect you from financial disaster. Minimum debt payments. If you have credit card debt or student loans, the minimum payment goes here. Childcare. If you have kids, safe childcare is a necessity if you work. Medications and basic health care, essential medicines and doctor visits. These are needs. Everything else is either a want or a savings goal. Here's where people mess up. They put things in the needs category that are actually wants. For example, eating out is not a need. Cooking at home is the need. You need food, but you don't need to eat at restaurants. A new phone is not a need. A working phone to communicate is the need. You don't need the latest iPhone. A car payment is a need if you need a car for work, but a brand new luxury car? That's a want. A reliable used car is the need. Streaming services are not needs. Entertainment is a want, not a need. Gym membership is not a need. Exercise is important, but you can walk for free or do YouTube workouts. Designer clothes are not needs. Basic clothing to stay warm and appropriate is the need. The line between needs and wants can be blurry, but here's the rule. If you can survive without it, it's probably a want. Now, some people have more needs than others, and that's okay. Single people have lower housing costs than families. People with health issues might have higher healthcare costs. That's normal, but most of us can cut back, and that's where the money comes from. Let's look at a real example. Say you earn $500 per month. That's not much, but millions of people live on this amount. In the 50-30-20 budget, 50% goes to needs. 50% of $500 equals $250. So you have $250 for all your needs. Here's how it might break down. Rent is $120. This is cheap. Maybe you share an apartment or live in a low-cost area, but it's your biggest expense. Utilities are $30. Electricity, water, internet. Split with a roommate or in an affordable area. Food is $60. Groceries only. No eating out. No fancy stuff. Rice, beans, eggs, vegetables. Basic nutrition. Transportation is $20. Maybe it's a bus pass or gas money. Maybe you walk or bike. Insurance is $15. Basic health insurance. Maybe you qualify for government assistance. Debt payment is $5. Minimum payment on something. Total is $250. And that's it. That's your 50%. The other $250 split between wants and savings. Now, this example is tight, very tight. Some people in this income bracket might spend a bit more on rent or food, but the point is, it's possible. You can live on $250 a month if you're strategic. Now let's look at someone earning $800 per month. Maybe they freelance or have a part-time job. 50% of $800 equals $400. So they have $400 for needs. Here's the breakdown. Rent is $180, a bit more comfortable than the first example. Maybe they have their own place or a nicer shared apartment. Utilities are $50. Electricity, water, internet. Food is $100. Still mostly groceries, but a bit more flexibility. Maybe they can buy better quality food. Transportation is $40. A bit more for gas or a better public transportation option. Insurance is $20. Basic health and maybe one other insurance. Debt payment is $10. Minimum payment. Total is $400. See the difference? With more income, your needs don't necessarily double. Rent might go up 50%, but food doesn't. This is why people with higher incomes can save more. The key is, as your income grows, your needs grow slowly. Your wants might grow faster, but your savings can grow the most. Now it's your turn. Here's how to figure out what your 50% should be. Step 1. Write down everything you spend money on in a month. Use your bank or credit card statements. Look at the last 3 months. Step 2. Categorize each expense. Is it a need or a want? Be honest. Step 3. Add up all your needs. What's the total? Step 4. Divide by your monthly income. What percentage is it? For example, if you earn $1,000 and spend $600 $100 on needs, that's 60%. If you earn $1,000 and spend $400 on needs, that's 40%. If you're above 50%, you have a problem. You're spending too much on needs. Either your income is too low or you're counting too many things as needs. If you're below 50%, great. You have room for wants and savings. But here's the thing. The 50-30-20 budget is a target, not a strict rule. If your needs are 55% or 45%, you adjust the other two categories. The goal is balance. Let me show you the biggest mistakes people make with their needs category. Mistake number 1. They count wants as needs. They say, I need Netflix. No, you don't. You want entertainment. They say, I need a car payment of $400. Do you need a $400 car? Or do you need a car and you chose an expensive one? This is where most people mess up. They justify their wants by calling them needs. Mistake number 2. They have too much housing. In the US, a common rule is don't spend more than 30% of your income on housing. But in the 50-30-20 budget, housing should be around 20 to 30% of your total income. If you're spending 40% on rent alone, you don't have enough money for the rest. Either move to a cheaper place or increase your income. Mistake number 3. They don't track their spending. They think they spend $300 on food, but they actually spend $400. They lose track of subscriptions, insurance, and small expenses. Solution: use an app to track spending. Check your statements. Know your numbers. Mistake number 4. They forget hidden needs. Car maintenance, dental work, glasses, annual insurance payments. These pop up and people are surprised. Build a small buffer into your needs category for these surprise expenses. Maybe add 5 to 10%. Mistake number 5. They don't adjust as their life changes. You get married. You have a baby. You get sick. Your expenses change. Your needs category grows. You need to revisit your budget every few months and adjust. Life isn't static. If your needs are more than 50%, you need to make changes. Here are practical ways to reduce this category. Housing. This is the biggest opportunity. Move to a cheaper place. Get a roommate. Negotiate lower rent. Move to a cheaper city. Food, cook at home. Buy generic brands. Buy in bulk. Reduce eating out completely. Meal plan before shopping. Transportation. Use public transportation instead of a car. Buy a cheap used car instead of a new one. Carpool. Bike or walk. Reduce driving. Utilities. Turn off lights and devices. Take shorter showers. Use fans instead of AC. Negotiate internet rates. Cancel unnecessary services. Insurance. Shop around for better rates. Increase your deductible. Ask about discounts. Join a group plan if available. Debt payments. This is harder because you owe money, but you could try to refinance. Negotiate with creditors. Put extra money toward debt to pay it off faster. The point: most people can reduce their needs if they really want to. It requires discipline and sometimes hard decisions, but it's possible. I'm going to be honest. Some things are hard to categorize. Is a gym membership a need? Exercise is good for health, but you can walk for free or do YouTube workouts. So it's borderline. I'd say it's a want, but I understand if someone puts it in needs. Is a phone bill a need? You need to communicate. But do you need a $100 per month phone plan? Or would a $30 plan work? The basic phone service is a need, but the expensive plan is a want. Is going to the doctor a need? Yes, but do you need to go every month? Or do you go only when necessary? Once a year? Be honest. The answer is put something in needs only if you truly cannot live without it. When in doubt, put it in wants. This keeps you honest. And remember, the 50-30-20 budget is flexible. If your needs are 52%, that's okay. Adjust your wants and savings accordingly. The goal is to have a system that works for you, not to fit perfectly into a formula. Here's a real situation. Let's say you calculated your needs and got 60%. That's 10% over budget. You have a few options. Option 1, increase your income. Get a side hustle. Ask for a raise. Sell something. With a higher income, 60% might become closer to 50%. Option 2, reduce your needs. Look at housing, food, and transportation. These three usually account for 80% of needs. Move to a cheaper place. Cut food waste. Use public transit. Even small changes add up. Option 3, adjust your percentages. Instead of 50-30-20, maybe you go 60-25-15. You still save. You still have some wants. It's not perfect, but it works for you right now. Option 4, a combination. Reduce your biggest expense by 10%. Get a side income for 5%. Adjust your percentages by 5%. Small changes add up. Here's what I want you to do this week. Step 1, get your last month of bank statements. Step 2, write down everything you spent money on. Step 3, categorize each expense as need or want. Be brutally honest. Step 4, add up your needs. What's the total? Step 5, divide by your monthly income. What percentage are your needs? That's your baseline. Once you know this number, we can build your budget in the next video. And here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to know your numbers. Most people don't even know what they spend. Once you know, you can make changes. So do this exercise. Write the number down. And next video, we'll talk about wants. That's it. That's your 50%. Your needs are the foundation. Get this right, and everything else falls into place. If this video helped, please like it. Subscribe for new videos every Monday and Thursday. And drop a comment. What's your biggest need expense? Is it rent, food, transportation? Let me know. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be intentional with your money. I'll see you in the next video.